Imagine a weapon that leaves no smoke, no craters, no sound. A weapon that doesn't need an army, a drone, or a missile. A weapon that can slip through borders silently, hide inside machines, and then destroy them from the inside. In 2010, such a weapon shook the world. It didn't just hack computers, it physically destroyed one of the world's most secure nuclear facilities, Iran's Natanz uranium enrichment plant. This weapon had no name at first, but soon the world would know it as Stuxnet, the first digital nuclear weapon ever created. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear is not a conspiracy, it's a real event. And it changed global warfare forever. In the early 2000s, Iran's nuclear program was accelerating rapidly. Their scientists were enriching uranium using thousands of centrifuges, tall metal machines spinning at insane speeds to separate uranium isotopes. The West believed that Iran was getting dangerously close to producing weapons-grade uranium. There were options on the table. Diplomacy, too slow. Sanctions, not enough. Military strike, guaranteed war. And so, behind closed doors in Washington and Tel Aviv, a new question emerged. Can you stop a nuclear program without launching a single missile? That question sparked one of the most secret and ambitious intelligence operations in modern history. Its codename, Operation Olympic Games. The secret operation, CIA plus Israel. According to later leaks and investigative reports, this operation was led by the CIA, the NSA, Israel's elite cyber unit, Unit 8200, and a team of world-class programmers, mathematicians, engineers, and intelligence officers. Their goal was not just to spy on Iran, not just to steal data, but to sabotage, to physically damage Iran's nuclear infrastructure using code. This had never been done before. There was no blueprint, no previous success, no guarantee it would even work. But the stakes were too high to ignore. The target, Iran's Natanz uranium enrichment plant. Iran's Natanz uranium enrichment plant was one of the most protected buildings on Earth. It was deep underground, guarded by soldiers, surrounded by anti-air defenses, completely isolated from the internet, and accessible only by specialized engineers. Breaking into it physically was almost impossible. So the attackers took the one path no one was watching, the digital one. The weapon, what made Stuxnet terrifying? Stuxnet wasn't an ordinary computer virus. It wasn't built to steal passwords or freeze a laptop. It was built to destroy machines, and it did so with almost supernatural precision. Here's what made Stuxnet groundbreaking and terrifying. 1. It spread like a ghost. Stuxnet was designed to infect computers through USB drives. Engineers who worked at Natanz used USB devices daily, and since the facility was not connected to the internet, USB drives were the only way data moved in and out. The virus spread quietly across thousands of computers in Iran and around the world. But it didn't attack anything immediately. It was patient. It waited. It identified its target. Stuxnet searched for one very specific thing: Siemens Step 7 controllers, the exact industrial controllers used at Natanz to operate their centrifuges. If the virus didn't find those exact machines, it did nothing. It stayed silent, invisible, harmless. But if it did find those machines, the attack began.
3. It took control of the centrifuges. The centrifuges at Natanz spun at extremely high speeds. Even a tiny imbalance could damage them. Stuxnet manipulated the frequency of their motors, making them spin too fast, spin too slow, shake violently, move out of sync. But here's the genius part. While the centrifuges were malfunctioning, Stuxnet sent fake data to the engineers' monitors. Everything looked normal. Sensors, graphs, speed levels, all healthy. Meanwhile, the machines were being torn apart from within. Engineers blamed mechanical failures, stress, wear and tear, but it was code, a cyber ghost. 4. It avoided detection. Stuxnet used 4 unknown zero-day exploits, extremely rare and expensive vulnerabilities that no one else in the world knew about. This is one of the strongest signs that the virus wasn't created by ordinary hackers, but by a nation-state with limitless resources. Every line of its code showed mathematical complexity, engineering depth, and intelligence-level precision. This was not a hobby project. This was a weapon. By 2009 and 2010, Iran's scientists were confused. Centrifuges were failing one after another. Machines worth millions were breaking with no apparent cause. Iran was forced to replace over 1,000 centrifuges, a massive setback. At one point, up to 30% of the entire facility was offline. The nuclear program slowed dramatically, but nobody knew why, not even the Iranian engineers inside the plant. Ironically, Stuxnet wasn't discovered by intelligence agencies, but by accident. In 2010, computers around the world, outside Iran, started behaving strangely. A Belarusian cybersecurity company found a strange worm on a client's PC. They had no idea what they were looking at. But when investigators started analyzing the code, they realized this was the most sophisticated malware ever created. When the news broke, the world went into shock. Researchers found hidden command modules, encrypted payloads, sabotage instructions, industrial control logic, and layers of stealth technology. It was too advanced, too expensive, too precise. Every cybersecurity expert came to the same conclusion. Only a government could have built this. Probably the US and Israel. Both countries denied involvement, but years later, multiple leaks and interviews confirmed what the world already suspected. Stuxnet was the result of the CIA, NSA, and Israel's Unit 8200 working together in one of the most secret cyber operations in history. Stuxnet did much more than attack Iran. It opened a new chapter in human warfare. Before Stuxnet, cyber attacks were mostly about stealing data, defacing websites, causing digital mischief. After Stuxnet, the world realized a line of code can destroy a machine. A virus can cripple a nation. A hacker can do what an army once did. Countries around the world began rapidly building their own offensive cyber units. Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, the United States, Israel, India, European nations. Stuxnet wasn't just a weapon, it was a signal. Cyber warfare had officially begun. Today, power grids, hospitals, airports, pipelines, satellites, and military systems are all connected to digital networks. And the fear is simple. If Stuxnet could sabotage a nuclear facility more than a decade ago, what could modern cyber weapons do today? Many experts believe there are far more advanced viruses hidden around the world, waiting, sleeping, invisible, until the moment they're activated. Some call Stuxnet the Pandora's box of cybersecurity. Once it opened, no one could close it. Stuxnet wasn't just a virus. It wasn't just a piece of malware. It was the first time in history that code caused physical destruction. It proved that a war doesn't need soldiers, a bomb doesn't need explosives, and the most dangerous weapons are now silent, invisible, and written in lines of code. If you want a part 2 covering the world's most dangerous cyber weapons, the inside story of Unit 8200, or how cyber war strategies actually work, just comment "Cyber War" below. Thanks for watching, and stay safe in the digital world.